Hey, my friends, it's Rachel. Welcome back to the channel. Do you know what most of us can't stand? Being told what to do. We hate it. We will roll our eyes at bosses, politicians, influencers, even well-meaning friends and family. Tell me how to live my life? No. Tell me what to think or who to like? I don't think so. And yet, the funny thing is, most of us have this full-time dictator living right inside our own head. A voice that wakes up before we do and starts issuing orders. You should have done more. You can't relax yet. No way you can do that. Or you don't deserve that. We hate being told what to do, but apparently it's fine if the person bossing us around lives rent-free in our own head. That, my friends, is your inner tyrant. We've all got one, whether we admit it or not. It's that mental taskmaster that thrives on judgment, fear, and control. It's the voice that tells you you're falling behind, that resting equals laziness, that you need to earn your worth every single day. I don't think the tyrant yells because it's powerful. I think it yells because it's terrified. It's scared of uncertainty, scared of change or silence. When life gets calm, it panics. Oh my God, something's wrong. You're slacking. Hurry up. It's like the world's worst supervisor, one who thinks that constant anxiety is the same as productivity. I'm sure that voice didn't start out as an enemy. It started out as protection. It's the part of you that learned early on to stay small, stay safe, avoid rejection or failure. It watched how the world reacts and thought, if I can control everything, maybe I won't get hurt. The inner tyrant is fear with a clipboard. It means well, it just doesn't know how to rest or when to quit. So, why do we listen to it? Well, because control feels safe, even when it's miserable. Our brains are wired to prefer predictable misery over uncertain peace. The inner tyrant promises, if you just stay on top of everything, nothing bad will happen. But we all know that is a lie. Control doesn't keep us safe. It just keeps us tense. Honestly, nobody is ever going to judge us as harshly as we judge ourselves. We all do it. I don't think there's any way around it, unless you're a complete narcissist. And for those people, they just make everyone else's inner tyrant all that much worse. The key is noticing it when it shows up, before it drags us into another round of guilt or comparison. The Stoics would have recognized this inner tyrant instantly. They just called it by another name: false judgment. Epictetus said, it's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your own mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoic answer to the inner tyrant isn't to fight it. It's to stop believing it. You cannot control what happens, but you can control your assent, your agreement to the story your mind tells. The tyrant loses its throne the moment you say, actually, no, that's not true. Freedom, to the Stoics, wasn't about getting your way. It was about mastering your reaction. Reason and virtue were their rebellion against fear. The minute you stop reacting from fear, you stop being ruled by it. So the next time that voice tells you you're not doing enough, try replying, enough for who? That is Stoicism in real time. Quiet, calm defiance. And here is the interesting part. Dealing with that inner tyrant isn't all that different from dealing with the ones we meet out in the real world. You cannot argue them into reason, and you can't outshout them, but you can refuse to obey. Whether it's an external bully or that voice in your own head, the only power they have is the power you hand them. We are the only ones with dominion over our inner tyrant, because it's us, the insecure, doubtful, fearful part of us. Maybe that voice was shaped by other people, by criticism, by old wounds, but at the end of the day, we are the ones who get to decide whether it runs the show or not. Buddhism takes a softer approach. It doesn't try to conquer the inner tyrant. It observes it. It says, there's that voice again, the one that wants control. The Buddhist view is that suffering comes from attachment, from clinging to what we can't control, including our thoughts and emotions. So rather than arguing with a tyrant, we just see it for what it is, a frightened part of the mind trying to protect us in all the wrong ways. It's like having a smoke alarm that goes off every time you make popcorn. It's loud, it's annoying, but it's not evil. It's just confused about what's actually dangerous. When you stop identifying with every thought, the tyrant starts to fade. You realize you're not the voice, you're the awareness listening to it. The Taoists would say the only real tyrant is resistance itself. Taoism teaches that life is a flow, like water. It bends, adapts, finds its way around obstacles. The tyrant, on the other hand, wants control, plans, guarantees, structure, rules. But water doesn't care about control. It just moves. Lao Tzu wrote, "The soft overcomes the hard, the gentle overcomes the rigid." Everyone knows this is true, but few can put it into practice. That's the challenge, isn't it? Because the inner tyrant doesn't understand that. It thinks that surrender means defeat. But in Taoism, surrender isn't giving up. It's wisdom. It's the art of cooperating with life instead of fighting every wave. That is not the same as giving up. It's choosing where your energy goes. It is strength through flexibility, responding instead of reacting. It's not about letting life walk all over you. It's about refusing to let fear and control run the show. Alan Watts talked about this a lot, not as dogma, but as an invitation. He loved the Taoist idea of Wu Wei, effortless action, moving with life instead of fighting it. He never claimed to be a guru. He called himself an entertainer, actually. He wasn't handing out answers. He was reminding us how absurd it is to think that we can control everything, even enlightenment. And that's what I love about his approach. He made thinking feel like breathing, sometimes easy, sometimes messy, sometimes funny. I am definitely not nearly as eloquent, but that is what I try to do here too. Talk through the chaos with a little bit of humor and maybe find some truth in it. So instead of silencing the tyrant, maybe we just stop showing up to its meetings. Let it rant. Let it hold imaginary press conferences in your head. And then go outside, breathe, and remember that life is happening just fine without our micromanagement. Maybe peace isn't about silencing the tyrant. Maybe it's about realizing you were never its subject to begin with. You don't have to overthrow the voice or fix it or even prove it wrong. You just stop believing it's the boss. Maybe the trick isn't to shut the voice up, but to actually start talking to ourselves with the same kindness we show everyone else. What about you? Can you recognize your own inner tyrant when it starts running the show? I would love to hear how you deal with it. Thanks for watching. As always, take care of you, and I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.